Very bit the shadow.
Go.
Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Larry.
I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Don with an N.
Hey Dom.
Hey Dom.
With an M.
With the M.
Like Mike.
Yeah, that's what we always have been saying.
I don't know why I'm saying confusion.
So we're doing a video right now on. I was gonna say on Keepin It Real. It's not on Keepin It Real. It's Keepin It Real, but we're doing a video on losing friends. And I want to just say that this topic was brought up by Tom. Because Tom was talking to me about, like, yeah, why don't you do something on losing friends? Now, you would automatically think it's death, losing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It's actually
It
about...
can be, though.
It can be, but it can also be about when you get older or even when you're younger
Life
and you
changes.
lose friends.
Yeah.
So, I guess who wants to start this off?
Dude, so it's funny you bring this up. I remember a specific conversation with my older brother, who is 7 years older than me. I was probably 21, 22 at the time, so I was younger. He was almost 30, so he was not older, but at a different point in his life. And he's like, your friends you have now, they're not going to be there forever. They're not. It is what it is. And I was like, I think that you're wrong.
I hate this.
I remember...
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I remember telling him, at this point in my life, I think that you're wrong. I'm 21, 22.
Mm-hmm.
I'm established. My friends are my friends. It is what it is.
Right.
And there was probably 7 kids I was probably talking about. And out of those 7, 2, maybe 3 I talked to every day. Even if you look back, I got married in 2010, so I was 30-something.
He won't come out with an exact number.
No, 32, I guess, is the way it works math-wise.
The way it is for real?
Yeah, right. It took me a while to think back.
32,
My brain,
okay.
And in my wedding party, I would say 3 friends in my wedding party I don't talk to at all anymore.
Okay.
My brother and my cousin were in there, and then the other 2 or 3 I still kind of have a conversation, but I don't hang out with them anymore.
But back then when they were in your wedding party and everything, you would have considered
best
them,
friends.
Yeah.
All of them. Even when I told my brothers, there's no way these guys are going to leave. They're my best friends.
Right.
And then things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You move, you have kids, they don't have kids, that changes everything.
Right.
Definitely.
That's the biggest, and then you make new friends and you build new relationships. That's the important part.
Yeah.
They have to consider that your life is always evolving and always changing.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's not you're cutting friends off because you have to. It's just, and if I see these guys, I'm not mad at them.
No, right.
I would love to see them. It'd be great to see them, but your life changes and you move on.
Yeah. I could say from personally, like, I've lost friends. Like, we talked about this in about a Merry Christmas. I talked about how I lost a real close friend, at when we were like, I think it was like 21, 22. But not just that, but I understand what you're saying. There's friends that you consider really close that, whether college or marriage or girlfriends or whatever,
Anything.
you become distant. Not that you guys had a disagreement or hated each other or anything. It's just that life happens, and a lot of people don't even have that many friends. So 1 or 2 friends, and that happens is dramatic.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm lucky to have my best friend that I had when I was 3 years old. We're still boys.
That's a good example when you were real young.
Yeah. So he's my best man at my wedding. I talked to him once a week at least.
Oh, so since you were 3 years old?
3 years old, yeah.
I don't even remember having friends at 3 years old.
Now, I only know that because we moved in the same neighborhood. When I moved in the neighborhood.
Playing the same playpen together? I mean...
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
You know Jason. I mean, you know him. You know more than me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We grew up close shooting each other. I moved there when I was 3, therefore that's when we became friends.
Okay.
And he, my best man at my wedding, I was best man at his wedding. He introduced me to a lot of my new friends now in Pittsgrove that I hang out with on a daily basis. He kind of was the connection between them. So it's, and now he lives in Charleston, right? So it's hard but we still talk once a week or every other week.
In North Carolina?
South Carolina.
South Carolina?
You'll get used to it once you learn geography a little better, but I'm just kidding. But it's hard though. I mean, I'm sure there's friends that you've had, Kev, that aren't like.
Well, I mean, I could just build kind of like what you've already started. You ever heard that thing like the 7-year change?
Mm-mm.
Like your body changes every 7 years. Like you might have allergies Something
7 to 10, 10's like friends, right?
Yeah. Well, friends is a similar thing, and
Right.
I was kind of on your side with it. Like, my best friends who were with me from say ages 10 to 18 to 19 to 21, I thought they'd be there forever.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're not. Like, and I could count maybe one person. Yeah, just one person, Gary, from my wedding party. There was a wedding party of like 5 people.
He's family.
He's family, but like since 2008, that I talked to him, and it was only occasionally. Like it's not
Right.
like friends are ever changing, and
it's an evolving process.
it is. It's evolving. And like I don't necessarily. Is it me? Did I change?
No, right. And
Did they change?
Yeah.
Like what changed that? Like, but like things change. Like I got married. I had kids. My life is just on. But a lot of times, I felt like I was the dad with a lot of my friends. I'm like who's the adult here? Like
Yeah.
we're the same age, and like I'm not your dad. Like
kind of how I feel.
yeah, well, Larry's a good dad to have.
Yeah.
But anyway, like not to get too far off the topic, but yeah, there was that like what.
I agree with you 100%.
What was in the moment in time that changed, and like there's all a specific thing. There was a point where you both just one went this way and one went this way.
Yep.
And like you said, if you came back in, it's not like I don't hate them, but I just don't have that same
connection
at all. And
Right.
like, I just went to my 20-year reunion, and I went with a couple friends who I graduated with, but I kind of hung out with a completely different group than the group that I graduated with. And the group that I went with, it was just easy, and it flowed. And then the other ones, it's like once you finish small talk, then it just gets awkward.
Yeah.
And I don't like awkwardness. And so if there's awkwardness, then I just kind of move on. I like an easy just flow. And so that's my question. Is like, when did it just go this?
Yeah. I thought you said an interesting thing. It's like when you were young, you thought you'd be friends always. But isn't that how we are when we're young?
Of course.
It's like when you're young, first of all, you don't think that you're even going to die. You don't usually think about... Yeah, you're only in the moment.
Yeah,
for sure.
So everything in that moment is so powerful and real to you. Until you get older, especially for me. But it's like, then you realize, it's not just that. There's so much more than just that. But, Don...
So growing up, my best friend, we were inseparable. We did everything, and we started, branching off when we started talking about going in the military. And I agreed. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go in too. But he was a year ahead of me, and he ended up going in. And I'm like, no, I don't know if I want to do that.
Look how that.
Right. I
Good luck, buddy.
I'm glad it asked me. I know you're in the military. I was getting ready to say that. I'm glad it is.
Right. But
It's okay, buddy.
his mom had always told us when we were playing, like, you guys are gonna grow up, you're gonna end up leaving here, you're gonna separate your ways, and me and him would just look at each other and be like, "There's no way, like we're boys,
Right,
yeah,
like,
right. Yeah, you're
we're
boys.
boys.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen." And it wasn't until last year his mom had a massive stroke,
Oh.
and a buddy of mine called me, and I called my buddy in Texas. He flew out, and we got to see her the night before she passed, and.
Oh.
I'm standing right across from Joe, and I said, Joe, your mom was right. Like, look how, different our lives are now.
Yeah.
She was right. Like, we did leave her, because she was always like, you guys are going to grow up and leave me.
Right.
And it was true.
Yeah.
You just...
Well,
it's so weird.
She's
like,
older. She knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
She was older and told us that, but we never listened. We're like,
Because
no way.
we're young and we know better.
But you stayed. You're still friends.
Oh, we're best
Okay.
friends. So like, where Kevin said he doesn't have that connection,
Right.
I do with Joe still.
Yeah,
because,
that's how I am with Jason. Same
Right.
way.
And it's just different.
Yeah. No, I
But
get it.
I'm sure there's other friends that you had that you just lose contact or whatever
Oh, yeah.
throughout the years, right? Yeah.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I mean, we're talking about this, and all I can think
Right.
about is our friendship.
Who?
Me
For
and you.
sure.
Oh.
Because it's 100% that, I mean, thank God we reconnected, but we easily could not have. I mean, we were super tight for how many years?
Yeah, if it wasn't for the internet.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, super tight for years.
Right.
And then we just, like, I was 18, 19, 20. You were...
Yeah, I was right here. Joe.
No. It's true, though. But I was... So, just so you guys, if you guys don't know, I met Larry through our buddy Mike, who's been on videos. Who actually Kevin is good friends with
right.
too, so it's funny.
Our whole world is
our
weird.
Pittsgrove world is
It's
intertwined.
weird, yeah.
But
6 degrees in Pittsgrove.
Yeah, 100%. But I was at the age. Larry and I were both like we led a small group of younger boys. They were 13, 12, 11,
13 to 15.
13 to 15.
Yeah.
I was 18, 19, 20. He was 45 or 50. He wasn't. He was like what, 28, 29?
No, back then it was like 30.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah.
So, but he was at a different point. He already had a kid. He was married. I was getting ready just to go away to college. Sow my wild oats, whatever it was, and we just kind of separated.
Right.
And it wasn't because we didn't like each other. It's just my life was in a different trajectory than his life.
You had an experience to go through.
It's a whole different story. And then 10 years later, we reconnect, and now, I mean, I consider 100% Larry and Kevin both. I mean, and Kevin's a whole different story too, as my best friends. No offense, Don. Maybe we'll get there. But even with Kevin, like Kevin and I went to high school together, played sports together, and we knew each other very well, and we were friends, but we weren't hanging out friends. I was not invited to his wedding when he got married in 2008. He was invited to my wedding in 2010, last minute. Because we had people cancel. We just started hanging out.
Tried to borrow.
You were a fill-in.
We just started hanging out like later on in our life, and until we had kids that were the same age, we kind of reconnected. And now he's one of my best friends. Like that's, but you lose friends.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we were always connected though. That we just it took something to bring that connection
to bring it together. And now I'm so happy. And same with you guys. You guys didn't even know each other, but you knew each other because you knew his dad. Like
That's really weird.
In life, you're gonna lose your friends, right? There's gonna be friends, and when you say lose is not the right word.
No.
But then you are gonna lose friends. There are gonna be friends that you're gonna lose that you don't ever want to talk to again. That's gonna happen. It is what it is. But there's friends you lose contact with, but then there's also friends that you gain. And now in my life, I don't feel like I'm going to lose the friends that I have now because we're settled on where we're at in our life. So, there's times that, I guess the ultimate thing is cherish what you have now while you have it. Because it's not going to be there forever.
Yeah, and like I said, Tom brought this up, and Tom, if you want to join in the discussion, that's fine.
You see it, Tom?
Yeah, sure.
But what I wanted to say is like, I know that like I've had like especially in high school I had a lot of friends, and it's like some of them I still talk to, very few, but it was like there's a lot of them that went their own way, and I went to the reunions too and everything, and it's like I can talk to them and everything is good and everything, but it's not the same as it was in school and stuff like that. And so Tom could give a different perspective because he's actually going through this.
Yeah, he's right
now. He's at the age right now when everything happens. Yeah. Joe, you could say here.
It's fine.
And before Tom talks, I'll say that transition is weird.
It is.
But like I said, I don't have that like connection with my besties back then. But sometimes you can just look at each other, and depends on that journey you went through with that person and how long that journey was.
How deep it was.
And how deep it was. But sometimes you can just look at each other and you know what each other are thinking, and it's just I got you.
Yeah.
And then to experience that with somebody and to connect with somebody beyond your own interpersonal self is pretty amazing. So any friend, if you have one friend, you have the world.
Yeah,
it's true.
Keep them. Definitely.
So anyhow,
really,
Tom, sorry.
Yeah. Because just from my own personal experience, I didn't reconnect with my friends again really well until after I got into college. High school was kind of here and there, but I wasn't the most social person in high school, but whatever. If I had told myself 3 years ago, if I went back in time right now, told myself 3 years ago today that, hey, something stupid's going to happen, your friend group is going to split in half, I wouldn't have believed it. I thought that my entire friend group of it was 8 or 9 people. Mm-hmm. We still kept ourselves connected online and kept talking, even though some were starting to graduate college and some were moving out to different spots. We were still connected. You think that the internet is going to keep you really connected, but life still. I know, but I'm saying that even today, as connected as the internet
I'm sorry, that was my fault.
Yeah.
Tom
But just think about the world that Tom's grown up in.
Yeah, it's different.
That's why you would think that it would not split up because of the internet.
Grown up a little.
Contact.
Right, but that's not how it always works. There's certain people who you will only know online, and if the internet were to go out, you would never speak to them again.
Correct.
There's some people who you knew in real life, and then you keep in contact with them on the internet, but then they move away, and then all of a sudden their life just has them just slowly fade out, and you don't even realize until it's just like been several months, and it's just like, hey, where's so and so? He hasn't shown up lately. Like,
Great
you know,
point,
and
Tom.
I lost friends, Tom, when I was young, especially in softball years. I lost friends that because I got a girlfriend, and all of a sudden it's like, because your emphasis is on your girlfriend, and like they took it personal, like I had something against them. It was never that way. So it's kind of weird. Like sometimes it's a bad falling out, sometimes it's a good falling out. Sometimes somebody does something wrong, there's a falling out.
And sometimes there's something wrong between two other people in the friend group that doesn't affect like
That
anybody
sucks.
else, but it affects the
That's the
entire
worst.
friend
Exactly,
group.
yeah.
It's just like,
That's the worst,
okay, well, this is just happening, and there's nothing that could have been done about it.
That's
so,
the worst, bro.
And
all right.
unfortunately, though, I think in reality, I think it kind of shows you who's really a friend and who's not a friend, right? Because I really believe that a friend will be a friend through everything. Like even through the bad times. That's when you
you're
really
a true
find
friend.
out. Yeah, that's when you
100%.
find out. Unfortunately, like everybody, we've all experienced this. We've already went through this. You're experiencing it now, and this is what life is all about. And it's kind of sad, but in the end, I don't think it is sad. I think it actually, this is just the way life goes.
It's growing pains.
Yeah, and your true friends, it's almost like the cream of the crop. What they say, they kind of rises to the top.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, brother.
Crop.
Yeah.
Bottom to the top.
Yeah, right. There's another.
Pick it
rap.
up.
Get in this
No,
video. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
So
want
rude.
Tom to have his
Come here.
his Tom's
It was
idea.
reference
Have a
to,
seat, buddy.
Oh, geez, with Randy Savage.
Oh yeah.
He rises to the top.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. It's like, and it's like that's when you find out who your
Right.
real friends, your true friends are, and
Yes.
everything. And sometimes you will lose friends, but they actually come back.
Sometimes it happens. It's not
like
completely
Joe, for
unheard of.
instance.
We
It's
talked
like,
about that.
yeah.
That's exactly what we
Yeah,
talked about.
and it's like, so whatever happens now, don't think that's a permanent situation, because
No
you
way.
don't know what tomorrow holds for you.
Right, it can always, like...
And like kids,
All right,
kids
fine, just cut me
now
off.
that I'm a
No, you cut me
parent,
off.
No, I want you to say, I
kids
said Don, not
meeting
Tom.
other people can all like introduce you
Don.
to like
Why is your
friends,
name so similar to
you know?
mine?
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom.
So like Tom, you're gonna keep going through that journey, and not that I have a well worth of
Yeah.
knowledge
You do,
to
though,
tell
but
you.
you
It always
do
seems like it's
But,
the
like,
end of the
so
road,
now
but it's
I
not.
coach soccer. So now I've met a whole group of like soccer friends. Like, I love the people. Like they're great, but like, does it stick? Does it like so? You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's
Exactly.
we're always ever evolving as.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, when it seems like you come to a dead end, look a little closer. There's a path. There's a path here.
There's
a
always
path
a door
there.
that's gonna be
There's
open.
always something that's there, and it leads to other friendships, and it always will. You know, and you have some really, I know, close and dear friends, and I
Yeah.
know that's really cool. And they'll always be strong. The other ones, you never know
Yep.
if they're going to come back or not come back, and
Right.
and could be better friendships. Well, I'll tell you right now, like with me and Joe, for instance, it's like
100%.
when we were friends to begin with, we're way better friends now than we
100%.
were to begin with.
Oh, sure. I mean,
Yeah,
I
close.
was the same way. Like, this goes all the way back to middle school. I was like
Close.
5th grade, and I had gotten into an argument with Tyler over like RuneScape or something stupid. Didn't touch him for years, and then now I think we're better friends than ever.
Exactly.
Of
That's what I'm
course, you
saying.
get way
Yeah.
better friends. Me and Kevin, same example. Like I knew him in high school. I mean, he's a little bit younger than me, not as cool as I was, but I mean, I knew him.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding. I was pretty popular in high school.
He was.
But we're way. I mean, I literally consider these two my best friends. You know, there's always gonna be Turner, right? That's always
Right.
gonna be a thing.
Well, the great thing about us is the connection of friends between us.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, how are we not best friends
Yeah.
Forever.
forever?
We all have these connections that are really bizarre.
It's a lot of
It's like our
times.
It's
universe-
emotional.
our universe,
It's important.
yeah.
The important thing is,
We have a universal pool.
if we're gonna talk about, and unfortunately we have to talk about this because we're talking about losing friends, we have to talk about the fact that people unfortunately do pass away.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough that I haven't really had to deal with that yet, but
I was probably 21, 22 when I first had to deal with one of my best friends passing away, and he was 17. It was Zach Brown, and it was a hard hit. And even to the day, I still think about him. I mean, even we're 20 years later, and he pops in my head every
Absolutely.
every now and again, and it's hard. It's going to happen. The important thing is while you're in the friendship, enjoy it.
Right.
Make the memories. Let people know how you feel about them. It's my whole thing is nowadays people don't tell people how they feel. I love you guys. Even you, Tom. Tom, I consider you one of my good friends too.
I'm sure.
Like, I know that you're Larry's son, but and I knew you since you were little. It's different now.
And it's okay to disagree.
It's 100%. I love you guys. At the bottom of my heart, I do. All three of you guys. It's important to let people know. It's important to let people know how you feel about them because you don't know when you can let them know the next time. And enjoy the moments, enjoy your experiences, and be open to new experiences.
Yes, absolutely. And one last thing is I want to say is that you'll go through this thing and you'll be okay. Everything will be okay. And that's what I want to stress to everybody is like, don't ever think that something's permanent because tomorrow there's a whole new mystery happening tomorrow and you don't know where it's going to lead. Would I have thought that I would have been like reunited
We didn't
with
leave
Joe?
on the best terms. I was kind of a dick to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I was young and
Why would
stupid.
you be mean to
Because I was
Larry?
young and dumb, dude,
Yeah.
and full of nonsense.
Yeah, I still hold that against him. But
No, he does not.
No.
We've had a whole conversation about it.
Yeah. And that's
First of
what-
all, we didn't. As soon the first time I reached out to him, and this is in the midst of the Slugger series, where everybody's super on the edge about stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing, I was like, oh my god, dude, there's no way you're putting your family stuff out here on there. What's going on? You're like, hey, come over, I'll talk to you about it. And it was right around Christmas time, because it was the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Right.
And I came over, he's like, hey, you want to film a video? I'm like, yeah, sure. And we made wings.
Right.
Cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks, yeah. It was cheesesteaks.
And it was just like that. And it did not take long for us to get back into.
Because you know why we made cheesesteaks? Is because Joe used to work at a place that I got cheesesteaks from.
One time,
and I got it there for the Super Bowl, and
Was it
it was
Super Bowl?
it was the Super Bowl. It was Green Bay, and I can't remember who they were playing because Green Bay won. But I remember
New
that
England.
somebody put way too much salt on my cheesesteak.
It was pepper, by the way, not salt, but whatever.
I'm pretty sure it was salt.
I'm pretty sure it was pepper. And
And then I was like, yeah, this guy.
No, that was
That's the cheesesteak. That's the cheesesteak.
That wasn't even close to the end.
That was actually before.
We still had years. We were in the midst. We still had years going on.
But guys, what I'm trying to say here is that don't ever think that it's the end. Like friendships.
Yep.
Friendships can
Come and
seem
go.
like they're over, but it's like sometimes you just got to work through whatever life is dealing with at the time, and it'll get better. And sometimes friends that disappear is actually better.
100%.
For you.
Some people bring you down,
grow.
and you don't realize until you get out of the situation. It's like any relationship. Like there's people
Misery loves
that are.
company is real.
Yeah, there's people that are in an unhealthy relationship, like dating people. Like there's a guy who's abusive, or not abusive, but like puts down a girl, or whatever it is, or vice versa.
Right.
And you don't realize you always realize when you're out of the situation what the situation actually was.
Right.
You can't see it while you're in it, while you look back. But if it was great, look back on it and be happy that you had those moments.
Yeah.
For sure.
I am thrilled that I had the years I had with my boys back then. We had memories that will never go away.
Lifetime.
And whenever I see them, I'll reminisce, because I'm a reminiscer, you guys know that, and I will hug you and enjoy you for everything you have. No, because I'm that kind of guy. But I'm not going to call you tomorrow because it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Guys,
All right, on that note.
And I'll tell you what, we could actually talk about this for hours.
Wish I would've
We
said that.
seriously could.
Yeah.
We could talk about this for hours.
Can we cut about 5 minutes?
And I would like to bring up some other things, but we can't in this video.
Next video we can, though.
Yeah. Guys, just remember, we're all going to lose friends, then you gain friends,
Yep.
and then maybe the ones you lost are good or bad. Some are sad, but life goes on. It's a journey.
And it
It's
never
not-
ends
yeah.
either, right? So
Yeah.
Never
there's,
ends.
I'll still lose
No
friends
matter
now. I
how
feel
old or
like now
young
you
you
have a
think you
good
are.
group. Like I know you guys are gonna stick around, right? I'm not. But I mean,
We don't know what tomorrow holds.
who knows?
We don't. We really don't know, and that's the thing. Is your life is like a book. Each chapter comes as it comes, and we just deal with life as it comes. And I'm telling you what.
That's it.
Consider yourself blessed if you have one good
That's
friend.
it. One person you can trust.
One person.
Absolutely.
Guys,
Enjoy them now that they're here.
hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, grab yourself something cold to drink. Put your feet up and relax. We'll meet you at the lounge.
Are they too fast?
Tom didn't have it on the
Are
drink.
they a little early?
Well,
Don't think it's
that's up to par.
Yeah, no, this is weird.